Good morning all. 5 December 2023, today's banking, financial news at a glance. RBI cracks down on 4 cooperative banks for rule violations. The Reserve Bank of India on the 4th of December imposed monetary penalty on 4 cooperative banks citing various rule violations. These banks are Lakshmi Kripa Urban Cooperative Bank, Jijamata Mahila Sahakari Bank, Konark Urban Cooperative Bank and Chembur Nagarik Sahakari Bank. In the case of Jijamata Mahila Bank, the RBI has imposed a penalty of Rs 4 lakhs for violations related to the Know Your Customer norms, while in the case of Sri Lakshmi Kripa Urban Cooperative Bank, the RBI imposed a penalty of Rs 1 lakh. Also, in the case of Konark Urban Cooperative Bank, the central bank imposed penalty of Rs 1 lakh for violations related to maintenance of deposit accounts, and in the case of Chembur Nagarik Sahakari Bank, the RBI imposed a penalty of Rs 1 lakh for the same rule violation. Money control. L&T consolidates financial services into a single entity. L&T Finance Holdings Limited, the non-banking finance company of Enjoy bearing to it conglomerate Larsen or Toubro Limited, has merged all its financial services companies within itself, creating a single lending entity, effective December 4th. The merger will consolidate lending companies L&T Finance Limited, L&T Infra Credit Limited and asset manager L&T Mutual Fund Trustee Limited into LTFH. All shareholder and regulatory approvals are in place, the company said. The merger will improve operational efficiencies, help in complying with Reserve Bank of India regulations, enhance governance and controls and help in better liquidity management, LTFH said in a release, Economic Times. Geojit Financial Services announces 2 senior-level appointments. Geojit Financial Services, a Kerala-based financial services company, has appointed Rahul Roy Chaudhary as Chief Executive Officer of their Private Wealth Services and Gopinath Natarajan as Chief Executive Officer of their Portfolio and Managed Assets Services. Chaudhary has 17 years of experience in building and growing wealth and investment businesses. Prior to joining Geojit, Rahul Roy Chaudhary was the managing director and business head at Acquirus Wealth and was associated with Citibank as vice president and national head investment Sky Business, and has held leadership positions at IndusInd Bank and HSBC Global Asset Management. Economic Times. Aviji monthly GST mop up at 1.66 lakh rupees CR so far this fiscal, FM Nirmala Sitharaman. The GST collection has been showing an upward trend on an annual basis since its rollout on July 1, 2017, and the average gross monthly mop-up in the current fiscal so far is 1.66 lakh rupees crore. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said on Monday, in a written reply to a question in the Lok Sabha. She said the GST collection crossed 1.50 lakh rupees crore mark in every month of the current fiscal and had touched a record high of 1.87 lakh rupees crore in April 2023. GST collection has been showing an upward trend on year-on-year basis since the implementation of GSTWAF, the 1st of July 2017. The average gross monthly GST collection in FY 2023-24 now stands at 1.66 lakh rupees crore and is 11% more than that in the same period in the previous financial year, Sitharaman said. Economic Times. NCLT rejects Willis Lease Finance's insolvency petition against SpiceJet. In a relief for low-cost airline SpiceJet, the National Company Law Tribunal on December 4 dismissed a plea to initiate insolvency against the airline filed by aircraft lessor Willis Lease Finance over unpaid dues. SpiceJet had questioned the maintainability of Willis' plea because they had filed a similar plea earlier this year but chose to withdraw it owing to certain technical defects. They filed a plea in April 2023 over unpaid dues. The tribunal heard SpiceJet's application questioning the maintainability of the plea for over 6 months before dismissing it on December 4. Money control. Gold prices sprint to all-time peak on Fed rate cut bets. Gold prices bolted to an all-time high above $2.100 per ounce on Monday as Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell's remarks elevated traders' confidence that the U.S. Central Bank could cut interest rates early next year. Lower interest rates reduce the opportunity cost of holding a non-interest-bearing bullion. Spot gold was up 0.7% at $2,085.76 per ounce by 0353 GMT. Earlier in the session, bullion surged to an all-time high of $2,111.39. US gold futures rose nearly 1% to $2,107.60. Money control. Rise in debt settlements via personal loans. Higher than expected GDP figures buoyed sentiments last week, but the subdued expansion in private consumption has cast a shadow on the prevailing optimism. The sluggish consumption growth has come at a time when personal loans are experiencing robust growth, raising questions about the borrower's spending destination. Bankers believe a significant portion of these funds is either being used to repay existing loans or invested in the stock market for speculative purposes. Usually, higher personal loans should lead to higher spending by borrowers on consumer durable goods, but this has not been the case so far. Financial Express. Bank credit to NBFCs grows 22% in Oct, exposure to sector at 14 rupees and 80 paise. Bank loans to non-banking finance companies increased 22.1% year-on-year in October, and their exposure to the sector was 14.8 trillion rupees in October 2023. According to a report by CareEdge Ratings. Last month, the Reserve Bank of India increased the risk weights for bank loans to higher-rated NBFCs, a move aimed at moderating commercial banks' exposure to the shadow banks. The proportion of NBFC exposure in relation to aggregate credit has risen from 9.4% in October 2022 to 9.6% in October 2023. On a month-on-month basis, the amount rose by 4.0%, CareEdge said. Business Standard. Godrej Capital to onboard smaller lenders on Nirmaan platform, explore co-lending. Godrej Capital is in the final stages of onboarding other smaller financiers onto its MSME Nirmaan platform and may eventually explore co-lending partnerships with these lenders. The company's MD and CEO Manish Shah said. In Nirmaan, we are welcoming smaller financiers. We have not yet started underwriting and accepting loan applications under 5 lakh rupees, but that doesn't mean that the customers are bad. So we're in the final legs of onboarding smaller, specialized NBFCs that will underwrite those particular loans, Shah told Business Line. Business Line. Housing loans surged 37% in HFY 2024 at 5.4 lakh rupees crore. Bank credit in the form of housing loans saw a good growth of 37% on year at 5.4 lakh rupees crore in the first half of FY24, an indicator of the brisk demand for residences. In FY23, incremental bank credit to the housing sector was 2.5 lakh crore, a growth of 15%, according to SBI Funds Management. The data includes priority sector lending as well. One of the reasons for the jump in the bank credit is the merger effect of HDFC Limited with the bank, as pointed out by Subhashri Narayanan, Director, CRISIL Ratings. Excluding this, the increase was 1.2 lakh rupees crore, broadly in line with the annual growth seen in FY23 of 2.5 lakh rupees crore, she said. Business Line. Sriniti Capital to open 30 more branches in the South, inks pact with ESAF. Chennai headquartered Sriniti Capital Pvt Limited, which provides commercial vehicle and two-wheeler loans, plans to open 30 more branches in South India and aims to double its arm from 300 crore rupees to 600 crore rupees by 2024. The company said it has entered in our partnership with ESAF Small Finance Bank aligns with our expansion goals, as we plan to disburse loans to small truck transporters and owner-cum-drivers, particularly focusing on customers at the bottom of the pyramid who face challenges in securing loans from traditional banks and leading NBFCs, said S. Selamani, MD or CEO of Sriniti Capital Business Line. Sensex skyrockets nearly 1,400 points, Nifty hits record high on BJP's state election triumph, Sensex Nifty updates on December 4, 2023. Equity indices extended their winning streak for a fifth consecutive session amid positive investor sentiment following the BJP's triumph in 3 state assembly polls. Buoyed by robust macroeconomic data and consistent foreign fund inflows, the BSE Sensex surged by 2.05%, reaching 68,865.12, while the Nifty climbed 2.06% to hit an all-time high of 20,684.85. Gainers included Eicher Motors, Adani Enterprises, Adani Ports, BPCL, and ICICI Bank, while HDFC Life, Britannia, HCL Tech, Sun Pharma, and Wipro closed in negative territory. The BJP's clear majority in key state elections further amplified the positive market sentiment, contributing to the indice's impressive upward trajectory. Business line. Rupee stays flat at 83.27 against dollar on sustained RBI intervention. The rupee opened marginally higher against the dollar amid continued intervention by the Reserve Bank of India. The home currency opened at 83.28 against the greenback and traded at 83.27 a dollar, up 0.02% from its previous close at 9:10 a.m. On the forex front, the RBI's reserves surged by $2.53 billion to $597.94 billion in the week ended November 24. The increase is attributed primarily to higher valuations of U.S. Treasuries, foreign currency assets, and gold, traders said. Money control. Have a good day, Tarankan.